This your boy Big Block homie, Eastside Chevy Rider, representing Block Entertainment status. I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Holla back.
I'm out that Section 8, I ain't have pot to busy. I done been on blocks and missions, my niggas locked up in prison.
Yo, we got the Eastside Chevy Rider, Big Block, Block Ent, jumping off the porch with us today, man. What's up, bro? How you feeling?
What's up, baby? How you?
Man, feeling great, man. It's a pleasure to have you jumping off the porch with us.
Man, you know, I've been jumping off porches since I was 5, 6 years old, man. It's good to be out jumping off this one. You know what I'm saying? We building hip hop block by block. What's that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nah, man. Dope to have a legend, an Atlanta legend, a hip hop legend, you know, like yourself, you know, coming here to talk to us.
Yep.
You know, I love getting the perspective from the other side. We interview so many artists, producers, you know, and get their perspectives on their stories and how they came into the game. So, you know, I'm excited to build with you and, you know, get more info and share some insight on how you got in the game.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's get started, man. You from the east side of Atlanta?
Yep. Kirkwood.
Okay, okay.
East Lake. Yep.
That's what's up. And then you also, you got family on the West Coast as well,
my
right?
pops from Watts.
Okay.
So I spend most, you know what I'm saying, coming up from 3 to 7, 10, 15 in LA, back and forth.
Okay.
And so, you know, back and forth from LA to Atlanta.
Okay, word. Yeah. And what would you say, you know, from...
What's up? What's happening?
You said what?
I said, what's up?
Yes, sir. So from your perspective, man, what's like, you know, some of the differences, even some of the similarities between, you know, LA, Watts, and then East Atlanta?
Shit, the east side, you know what I'm saying? You know, Watts, you know, so the east side of Watts, you know, east side of Atlanta. Streets the same, it's just, you know, the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? The West Coast, they more together, you know what I'm saying? They ride for a cause. Atlanta, you know, we about our paper. We go east, west, south, north, get that paper, you know? You know what I'm saying? I say LA niggas don't do that, but I'm saying like, you know, you gotta be more careful in them hoods than you careful out here.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah.
Growing up in my days.
Yeah.
You know?
LA is more about territories and
absolutely.
Your neighborhood, your block.
Respect, it's about respect, point blank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, where would you say you jumped off the porch? Was it here in East Atlanta or was it out on the West
Atlanta,
Coast?
all the way.
Okay.
Atlanta all the way. Yeah.
Okay.
You
And
know,
what age was that about?
I would say, man, 12 years old, honestly. Man, but I grew up, man, like living in the projects, like you grew up hustling all kind of ways. You grew up washing cars to damn near cutting grass to robbing to running off. You do all that shit. So I just came the hustle way. You know what I'm saying? I got me a pack. I took it, ran with it, and just grew that paper. You know, that's about it. As jumping off the porches.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because I mean, I can say I jumped off the porch when I was 6 years old. You know, helping the old ladies up the stairs with their groceries, getting money. You know what I'm saying, or shit like that. But really getting that paper, I would say about 12 years old.
Okay, word. And what kind of kid were you coming up, man? Like, was you into sports? Like, what was your vibe? What was
Not box, but I was a go-getter mainly, man. I was just a hustler. I was just, you know what I'm saying, by any means. If it was a dollar to make, I fucking made it.
Yeah.
You know? I was focused on the vision. Just because, you know, I'm the type of nigga, man, it don't take me long to know that dog bite over there. If I see that dog bite you, I learn off that. And then I build around that. And I was just the type of dude that, you know, I'd have to get burnt off the stove to know that motherfucker hot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a visionary. I was a Muslim. You know, I lived in East Lake, right across the street from the mosque, so I grew around a lot of Muslims. So, you know, they gave me a lot of knowledge too.
Okay.
And I mean, just run the streets, man. You know, you got uncles in gangs, you got, you know, family members getting, you know what I'm saying, getting to the paper. You tend to peep game and tend to take some of that with you. So, you know, I jump out of the porch, like I say, different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when coming up, like, did you have any big homies or, you know, even older siblings like that you was looking up to, like, coming up?
Yeah, man, shit, man. I mean, like, you know, coming up in my hood, it was Jimmy Higgins from Down by Law. It was Peanut. It was, you know what I'm saying, the whole Down by Law in East Lake Meadows, Kirkwood, Eastside area. You know what I'm saying? And Watts, it was Top. It was a lot of more than my dad, because my dad was a big gambler in Watts. So, you know, I kind of peep game for them too. But I kind of stayed away from that gambling scene, me personally. You know.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
So, like, what's one of the biggest life lessons that you would say that you learned in the streets while coming up?
Respect, man. I mean, one of the biggest things in the world, man, you know, respect goes no matter where you at. And so you gotta respect the power. You gotta respect everybody, anybody. You know, that's a lesson I see, I mean, to this day that niggas don't get. I mean, you gotta respect it, man. You gotta respect, just for a general cause. Yeah. And if I give anybody a game, anybody knowledge, respect your partner, respect the neighbor.
Yeah, most definitely.
Then you break that, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
Other than that, respect goes a long way. Yeah.
As simple as that is, and as it sounds, that's like something that's long lost in this, man.
You know, some of us had that, like some of us had them guys that just grab you by the collar and say, hey, player, no, we don't do that around here.
Yeah.
This is why you supposed to handle that situation. Yeah. Some of us just don't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nowadays you can't trust nobody advice in that way. These young niggas like, nigga, what you know? Right. You know what I'm saying? Or nigga, I can take your place. Yeah. So, you know, you just gotta be careful who you really get the knowledge to, and really who you have around you, because you are responsible for the people around you, believe it or not.
That's real.
People gonna look at it all kind of way. Oh, that's that, you know. Yeah.
No, that's real. I think that is not enough. It's not enough cats, you know, on the big homie tip, coming and putting their arm around younger cats or grabbing them up and telling them like, hey, we
that's
don't
what
do
missing
stuff
these
like
days.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what missing these days.
And I think even a lot of times, man, like the young cats, especially if they move in a certain type of way, getting it a certain type of way, they almost looking at the older cat like, or the OG like, you know, you trying to take take my spot.
Yeah, old ass nigga, sit down.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, like I teach my sons, and man, hey man, experience is the best teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like you can learn a lot from a dummy. Meaning you can learn a lot from a whole bunch of things around you. Yeah. That set up where you're supposed to learn from. Yeah. And you just gotta take that shit, tuck it, and apply it when necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, Block, do you know when you fell in love with hip hop? Like, do you know when you first?
Man, I was probably Run DMC. I was probably 10. Well, I actually like really fuck with like, okay, I fuck with this. And I started like, and then when I look back in the music business, I was like, even in middle school, I was kind of like into the rap scene as in managing other people. You know how you go, you know, they rap in the cafeteria, they rap in the bathroom or the halls. Yeah. I used to kind of like set them type of freestyles up. So I kind of had it. You know how they say, man, you know, when it's sing you. Yeah. I kind of flipped back to them days and like, okay, I remember when I was in the 7th grade and I had these two guys and I kind of managed the whole thing and I had to manage the whole situation. So I've seen me being really involved in the hip hop scene back then. Okay. But I was too much, I was like, you know, when we from the street, we thought them some lame ass nigga doing that music shit. And then I just, like I said, when I met with Pac and I been around it, because you know, sometimes the 6th man on the team or the man that's on the bench waiting to play, you know, he get an IQ for it. Yeah. And that's what I did, you know, just by sitting back, co-managing or just being a team player. When I rolled with Pac and Outlawz, I was like, okay, this is how I learned. Because I came in just taking advantage of a situation, like a hustle. Yeah. Like, shit, I'm just gonna try to flip my money, turn this shit into something. And I had an artist named Big Gee back then. So I was like, you know, shit, I'm just gonna learn and, you know, take it from there. Right.
Okay. And so, what was your introduction into the music industry? Like, when did you turn the love for music into actually you wanting to be like a part of the industry? How, you know, put your mark on it? When
I met Tony Draper.
Okay.
Tony Draper, president of Suave House. Yeah.
He a legend in himself
Absolutely.
who don't get recognized
Oh, man,
enough for being
that's my
like truly one of the forefathers of Southern hip hop, street music, you know, all that.
And now Tony Draper, man, you know, plus he empowered me, man. He really put me in position to run Suave House. You know, and that's what Baller G came out of, Tila, Rick Ross, Gilly, and all them cats, you know, Noah, you know, little cats like that, the South Circle, they came out of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
that 8 Ball Lost album was one of the most classic albums.
Crazy.
And you know, y'all did something that was that was kind of different, kind of redefining too, with the third disc being that compilation. So you had like songs from Cannabis on there, and like you had like all these different artists.
Hustle, baby, hustlers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, just trying to, you know, keep everybody going, like the South, up top, West Coast. We're just trying to just get the hustle together. You know?
Now, at Suave House, this was where you signed Rick Ross, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I took Ross there. When I first signed Ross, I took him to Draper, because I was president of Suave House.
Right.
So we were just trying to rebuild Suave House at that time.
Okay.
And
Were you in Texas at this time, or how was it?
In Atlanta, but I moved to Texas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, for a couple of years with Draper. So I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's why I signed Ross at.
Okay.
Suave House.
Okay, word. Let me ask you.
Teflon the Don then, Teflon.
Huh. So when you were working with Ross back then, did you envision, you know, the Ross that we see now, you know, being one of the top artists in the game?
Yeah, that's why I didn't really put him in Boyz N Da Hood, because I kind of felt, and I knock Boyz N Da Hood, because that's my favorite group that I ever worked with. But I didn't envision Ross as one of the guys, like, being in a group like that. Okay. I always alone, bossed up, you know, with his own shit. Because when Ross came to me, he had his own thing. He had Carol City Cartel, he had Gunplay, he had Torch. So he had his own label going, just like Jeezy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They had their own thing going, so I kind of like really partnered with them, you know what I'm saying, to help them, you know what I'm saying, like walking to the game.
Yeah. Okay. Now, all right, so I'm gonna jump around a little bit, go back a little bit, because you touched on and said it real quick, like it was just a simple walk in the park, talking about when you worked with Pac and the Outlawz. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's legendary in itself. I mean, for so many artists, that, you know, Pac is a lot of our favorite, you know, artists. Can you kind of touch on that? Like, how did you connect with Pac?
With his sister.
Okay.
They knew his sister. And then once Pac got, you know, got out jail in LA or California, then he came and stayed in Atlanta. Okay. But it was family. It was more like family.
Is this before the death row? Is this before signing the death row?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, we just family. And you know, and like I tell people, you know, once I left Suave House, or once Draper kind of like dissolved Suave House, then I was working at Noontime. Noontime was a production company. And I was just putting together records, and that's how I actually learned how to produce records.
Shout out to Noonie.
Yeah, hey, what's up to Noon? Brian Cox, Jonte Austin, Jazze Pha, Teddy Bitch. And that's actually where I kind of learned how to really produce a record. Okay. And one day, man, you know, so I called Pop Mom, which, you know, she would call her Faye, you know, just checking up on her. And then she turned me on to Tom Wiley. Okay. And that was the president of Warner Brothers, and that's who actually signed Tupac. Okay. And that's how Sho'nuff, which me, Noon, and Jazz, we created a label called Sho'nuff. And that's how we started a label through Jody Breeze. Jody Breeze was our first artist. Okay. We went and got him a label. Cause Jody Breeze was the hardest, youngest nigga ever. And we believed in him. Yeah. Yeah. And so I just used that connect, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, rest in peace to the feeling. You know, she the one put me on, so I always give it up to her.
That's crazy.
And I don't too much. I purposely don't really be on the Tupac rah, because I know a lot of people try to take advantage of that, and you know, I just try to build my own. You know, but yeah, I mean that's how I got the game.
Yeah, nah, that's amazing though. I mean, to meet Pac, run with him for a couple years, still had a relationship with the fam, and then moms basically connect dots for you to get you that first deal. I mean, that's an amazing story. Man. I
mean, actually, like even when I did the deal with Puff when I ran Bad Boy, I called her and I called Edie. you know, and I said, man, what y'all think? She was like, baby, Pop wants you to feed your family. And that's, you know, like with Pimp C. Like, I was at the station and I saw Pimp C at the station before he did Big Pimpin'. And he asked me, he said, man, what you think? I said, man, I don't think Pac would be too much worried about that. I can't talk for him, but man, you know, you know what I'm saying, get to the paper. That's what I did, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Pimp wasn't, I heard that before, that Pimp wasn't
Pimp wasn't gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
Greg Street, my witness. Pimp was like, I ain't doing that shit. I said, man, listen, you know?
Yeah.
So he asked me, I said, shit. I said, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Huh, that's crazy.
You know?
So now you worked on Pac's posthumous album.
Yep.
And you connected, you put T.I. on that project.
I put Tip, I put Trick, I put a lot of artists that, down south artists, I put all them on the album. You know what I'm saying? Cause Eda was over it. And you know, we just worked the set.
And what was that like? What was that experience like working on that project and being able to connect these artists to I mean, even though Pac wasn't alive, but I mean, still to be able to.
Yeah, you know, like always, man, it was a team player. I was a team player. We knew, you know, that sometimes the generation got to grow, got to evolve. You know what I'm saying? The generation. So, you know, we just trying to make sure the young artists still keep up. I mean, still embrace pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The new generation still embrace pop by bringing these people in. You know, that's how I saw it. And it was just a blessing, really, for me to be able to, you know, be in a position to spread the love out there like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, can you talk about like your time, like with Sho'nuff, with, you know what I'm saying, at Sho'nuff Records, with Jazze Pha, with him and Noonie built? And...
Yes, me and Jazze, we kind of, we met like at the Suave House, and then it just so happened, Noonie was managing a lot of producers. Noonie ended up managing Jazze, and it was just a blessing within that, because Jazze helped me out a lot too. You know what I'm saying? One love to Jazze Pha. Yeah, Jazze really was a team player and very instrumental into the Block Ent movement. And so we created Sho'nuff, because Sho'nuff was a song by Tila. With him, that was his first hit. So we just got, so we decided to make a label after his first hit, named after the first hit, just turned it to a company.
Yeah.
And Jody Breeze was the first artist on it. Rapper.
Yeah.
So we signed Ciiara too.
Right.
It was Ciiara, Jody, and Jeezy that was on Sho'nuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's when I made Boyz N Da Hood, and I kind of stepped outside of that because I felt that Noonie, Jazz was like more R&B-ish at that time, and I wanted some street shit.
Right.
And me going back to the hoods, going back every day, they wanted some hood shit, so that's how I made Boyz N Da Hood.
Right. So how was Boyz N Da Hood, how was the group formed?
Well, at first it was Trick Daddy. First, what happened, I called Ted. Somehow, I forgot how me and Trick linked up the way we did. But I called Ted and asked Ted, should I have Trick in the group? He was like, yeah, if Trick want to be in it. And Trick was an executive at first. He came like with me. And we did a couple of songs, and then somehow, we kind of like separated a little bit, and I just kept the group going. And because at first it was Trick Daddy, the ideal group was Trick Daddy, Sean Paul from the YoungBloodz, Jody Breeze, Trick, Jody Breeze, Ciiara YoungBloodz. It was a big give. I think that was the ideal group at first.
Ooh, Trick Daddy in the group. Man, that was crazy.
I mean, that was Pussy Motherfucker came in, and that song Pussy Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Another song that Trick did. And I was like, anybody can make a super group. Let me make a group that really, a real hustler, a real robber, a young nigga, and OG.
Yeah.
They kind of consists of the hood. You got a couple more characteristics of the hood. I don't want to. But those 4 basic characteristics of the hood, that I want to put in the group. And, and music, my nigga, if you're going to go far, you want to build something, people got to be able to feel your music and know it's real. And I always wanted to be part of something that's real.
Yeah.
So, that's how I got G's. What so happened, Meech called me and wanted Jazze Pha to produce a record for Jeezy.
Okay.
And I said, man, you know, come through now. So he brought Jeezy through. That's how Jeezy got on Boyz N Da Hood.
Ah.
Jeezy took advantage. I didn't know at the time Trick Daddy was Jeezy's favorite artist. So when he saw Trick, oh, hell yeah, I'll be part of that shit. And that's how they ended up being with
Ooh,
that.
imagine if that would have been, imagine Jeezy and Trick Daddy and
Man,
like
thought it was gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the paperwork between me and Trick didn't work out right.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you know, me and Trick still brothers, we still cool. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, the hustle don't stop.
So then how did the group end up getting on Bad Boy South? How did that come
Well, you know,
about?
me and Ciiara Porter been brothers and sisters for years. And she was just coming through and heard the records and sent them to Puff. But at that time, I was dealing with Dre, talking to Dre about signing a group, you know, because it derived from some he was part of. Okay. So I flew out there, fucked with Dre for a minute. My boy Terry Ross, he hooked me up with that situation. And Boyz N Da Hood was ready to come out right then. Dre kind of, you know, had to put Game out, Eminem, all of them. Was they were 2003, 2002, 3, 4. So it was like, you know, like we had to go in order. So I was like, like I need to go right now.
Yeah.
And Puff was ready to go. So Puff flew me up there, hung out for a couple of days, then I flew the group up there. Everybody like, fuck you, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I got a situation from that.
Okay. And then you was running Bad Boy South, right?
Well, that got me to run Bad Boy South.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Puff saw you saw you had the vision and everything. And
Yeah.
It gave you the freedom to do that. Now was Gorilla Zoe ever a part of Boyz N Da Hood?
Yeah, after Jeezy left.
Okay.
See, what a lot of people don't know, when I first did the group's supposed to evolve. Every year, supposed to be a new group. I mean, a new member. You know, kind of like Menudo. You know, every year it's supposed to change to a new group, so it'll be around.
Yeah.
And so I only had signed everybody to a 1-year deal. It ain't like Jeezy left, like he came, it was a beef and he left. No,
Right.
it was everybody's supposed to with their way. But also in the contract, that's why you saw Jeezy come back and was on Zoe Hood nigga remix, because you supposed whoever leave, come back, put each other up.
Right.
So that was the respect that you know we all agreed on.
Yeah.
Whoever go out first makes you come back. You know, some of them look like niggas beefing and shit, cause man, beef get real. There wasn't really no beef like that. It got real between, but they worked themselves out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorilla Zoe always was he's always been like an innovative artist. I
that's
felt
my
like he was
dog.
always kind of ahead
That's
of
my
his
little
time
brother
with
to this
shit.
day.
Yeah.
This is my little brother, hard worker. I threw him on every fucking record I could imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From a rock record to a pop record, and he always came out on top of it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Now, you worked really close with Shakir Stewart,
That's
who is
Shake, rest in peace of Shake.
Yeah, man, R.I.P. Shake. He's a legend here in Atlanta. The things that he did when he went over to Def Jam.
Absolutely.
Signing Jeezy, signing Ross over there. Just all the moves that he made. But can you talk about him? Because I know he was such an influential guy.
I remember when Shake first came, Noonan called me and said, "Hey man, I need you to go to the airport with me." They go pick up Shake. We went to pick him up. He was dressed all in the suit and shit. So Noonan wanted him to shadow me. Said, man, you gotta really learn Atlanta. Cause Noontime was here, but Ryan and Chris they was doing like shows and parties. Like from DC down, from Oakland to DC, cause they went to Howard, and then, down to Atlanta. And he rolled around with me, a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? And he got to know the streets of Atlanta very well. That's how he could pick artists the way he was doing.
Yeah.
And but he was like suited and tied up. He always was, he always had that boss spirit in him. Yeah, but Shay was a good dude.
Yeah, a good dude,
Yeah.
vision, and was really dedicated, to the artists and the projects that he worked. So yeah, definitely want to tap in on that. So now, moving forward with things, rebuilding hip hop block by block.
Yep.
Can you talk about that movement and some of the new things that we can expect coming from Block Ent?
Yeah, well, you know, when I did the last Gorilla Zoe album, you know, I took hiatus for a minute, and I was coming back with that whole, you know, with that whole phase, rebuilding hip hop block by block, and I sit back and was looking like, what don't I have? And that's how I signed Jacquees. Okay. I was like, you know, I need a little young R&B nigga, and that was, you know, signed Jacquees, and we worked together a couple of years, and some of the majors didn't work out right. We still brothers to this day, but I kind of like let him go spread his wings, because I knew, like, you know, you gotta have a real team when you do that R&B shit, and my team, you know, honestly, my team went together to that certain level. So he wanted a certain thing, and I wanted to go a certain route. We brothers, so I just let him do his thing. He did good. Still brothers to this day. Him and Zoe just did a record. It's crazy hot right now. It's out right now, and you know, it's called Top of the Week. Y'all go get that, download it, play it, whatever. And I came with that rebuilding hip hop block by block, just so I can kind of like, you know, expand my horizon from just street shit. Start to get more money, the pop shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when I signed Chris Kelly, Jamaican pop artist, and then I started to try to do this group, and Rebel Gang, back then, some young niggas, you know. But yeah, you know, that's just something, you know, that's just rebuilding hip hop block by block. That's something more like a concept, kind of like my Boyz N Da Hood concept. But you know, a lot of people, they call hip hop all kind of things now. It's some not even really hip hop, but hip hop is a culture. So that's why I'm trying to get all type of other things as well that's hip hop.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. No, I like the concept, and was happy that you, you know, like the fact that you call it that, because I feel like a lot of, you know, the gatekeepers, like on the East Coast, like don't really consider what we do in the South or what's done in the South to be hip hop. And so, you know, but it is though. It's all a part of the same culture.
It's a culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just spread itself out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So what's next to come? Like what new artists you working with right now? Like what you got coming up on
Yeah, man, you know, me and Gorilla Zoe, we back in the studio together. You know what I'm saying? I got a young artist by the name of Big Stud. He got a group called Walk Down Gang, WDG. So what else I got going on? I got a TV show that I'm working on. But with artists, right now, Big Stunt, BBA Trigger, Walk Down Gang. I got Prince of Perez, you know, it's a pop artist. I'm thinking about doing another album with Chris Kelly, it depends. But we're working on now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Big Stunt with me, and J5 with WDG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Block, what would you say, you know, through your career, like what's been, you know, like one of your most fulfilling moments, you know what I'm saying? One of those moments where you was like, okay, like I did it, like I made it, like you know, some of your dreams, you know, like you actually acquired them, you know. What was that, what's one of those moments for you?
It kind of a lot of them to myself, because I set different levels of phases for myself and goals for myself. One of them was when I didn't have to work no more, ever in my life. But that comes from being smart in investments, you know, because time is an investment. That comes from investing all that stuff right, but it started to pay you back. You know, that was one of them. Because, you know, all of us got our dreams to get out the hood and take your mom out the hood, and, you know, thank God I was, you know, think I could, you know, for me, take my mom out the hood and doing shit like that. I did that before I got in the music business. But for me, where I didn't have to really work for nobody. Yeah. I work for myself. Let's say that, but I still got to work no more. Let's say I could be able to work for myself. That's one. Two, when you can, you know, help your kids, like, do what they want to do. You know, But that's because I mean I got a lot of smaller things that I humbly that I done, you know. But to me, to be able to help empower others, like help a Jeezy get his thing, help Ross do his thing, empower these young cats, like, you know what I'm saying, show them the right way. Because there's a lot of misunderstandings, you know, from when niggas think when you sign with them, like there's a misunderstanding on a lot of stuff when niggas think a nigga took something or take something. But now, I mean, the music business is a hustle. Yeah. And everybody gonna eat. Everybody gonna feed themselves. Mm-hmm. So you gotta understand how to do that without you caught up in that matrix. Mm-hmm. So with them, I just try to help empower these little young cats and do partnerships more than just signing. Mm-hmm. I do partnerships now. Okay. You know, this our shit together. Yeah. You know, we gonna split this shit like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing too for me to help empower these little young niggas and, you know.
Yeah, I think being able to empower these young cats, you know, and showing them, because we hear so many stories about, you know, some of the artists that are maybe like legends now or veterans now, and, you know, they weren't taught the game. Yeah. They didn't understand things about publishing. They did, you know, they may have signed some of these contracts that, you know, looked good up front, but now 10, 15 years later, you know, like nothing's coming from it, and they didn't know that. Yeah. And, you know, you think you signing with somebody who got your best interests in mind, and they just looking out for self. And so. And
see, you know, one thing, man, all y'all artists is a DJ out of Charlotte, Chuck T. He got a class. I advise every artist, go holler at DJ Chuck T. He got a class. He gonna teach you everything about the contract. He'll teach you everything about publishing. He'll teach you how to do your taxes. He teach you how to do all that shit for a little nothing. I mean, I advise all management company. I advise them, all labels around, all the artists through there, because sometimes artists don't know. Yeah. Like if they know what they doing, then you'll know. Right. Then it's your choice to say, okay, I'm gonna do this or not. Yeah. But I think a lot of artists, they don't really know. Right. And they just be so happy to go get a Benz and be so happy to get their mom out the hood. Yeah. They just rush on that top money. You understand that top money, boy, niggas gonna get their money back. Yeah. And then when you find out all the profits come from you, you know how that shit go. Yeah. And then misunderstanding, then niggas get their feelings, and then that's because you're not knowledgeable enough. You didn't do your homework to know how you get paid, what you get paid, how you go back and sit down and renegotiate. And that's what a lot of people do. Because if that's the case, man, my first deal, like, man, when I first got my first deal, I got the deal for $1 million. I probably pulled 30,000 in. But it's about budgeting, it's about this, about that. Plus, I want to put my money back into my company. So, you know, it's all about understanding the game. Yeah. And that's what I would tell anybody, man, learn this shit first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you can, partner with your boy. I mean, partnership is the best thing anyway. Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why financial literacy is so important. And I feel like the way that the game is now, where it's way more independent, you know, flourishing, is so important, you know, for cats to be educated on where their money going and how to invest, and you know what I mean, having an understanding of assets and liabilities and you know, things like that. That's so important. Cause these record labels, I'm gonna tell you, man, some of these record labels, I don't mean record labels, some of the A&Rs and some of these guys that's inside the record label, man, they so scared to pick, they so scared these days to put their name on the line. Yeah. They would sacrifice your ass so quick. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to go in that motherfucker blazing. You got to damn near put all your shit out yourself anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For a label to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And the label's going to get you, you know, being with a label get you that popularity. Get you that, you know, it don't really get you no more money. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it make you popular to get money. But if you ain't no damn hustle, you sit around and sign and think the label going to do something, hey, you dead anyway. Right, yeah, you lose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you losing before you start. Yeah. So, you know, so, you know, that's what Block of Ent doing, man. Rebuilding hip hop, block by block. That's what's up. Helping empower the youth. That's you know, WDG walk down game. Huh. You know? Yo, do you have any
Do you have any like other advice that you would give up and coming artists, up and coming execs, managers, PR people, things like that? Do you have any advice that you would give them trying to come into the game?
Everything I see now, man, is based on they chasing a hit. They chasing something that they see by analytics. I'm a builder. I was always taught to get, to build my own fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna warm my own family up. I would just say build, man. Like, I mean, for artists in the company, build your own shit. They gonna come to you. If you're doing it right, they gonna come to you.
Yeah.
And knowledge, man. Cause a lot of this shit with politics. You gotta pay niggas to do a drop for you, to get on your records. That ain't, they just, they ain't going too far. If you build yourself up, them artists gonna come fuck with you. Like Drake, Drake one of the smartest ever. Drake sees something hot, he jumps on it. You don't give a damn about none of that shit, but it keeps him relevant. You know what I'm saying? Keep relevant. It keep him going. Everybody else gonna look at it as a check. So I mean, my advice is build yourself up.
Right.
Man, build your own. I mean, they gonna come fuck with you anyway.
Yeah.
A&Rs and all them niggas, man, these people put y'all in position to empower these niggas. Stop being so scared to sign niggas, sign these little young niggas. Stop making them sacrificial lambs. Cause I see a lot of A&Rs, they be so scared of their job. Nigga, fuck you got the job for, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, I put the artists, and investors, man. If it don't make sense, don't fuck with it. Cause a lot of niggas want to invest in being this shit, but all gotta add up. You gotta understand where the money comes from, how you doing it. Do the artists get paid for the shows, the publishing? You gotta understand all that shit.
Yeah.
But don't do it if you ain't. Don't do. If you do it just for the money, don't do it. Right. You gotta love this shit to win, man. You gotta love this shit.
Yeah.
If you doing it for the money, it ain't gonna work.
That's real.
You be in out this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. All right, so my last question for you. Saw you at the Rick Ross car show.
Yep.
Doing your thing.
Yep.
What's your favorite car out of your collection?
I'll be real with you, man. Out of all my cars I got them all. My van, my GMC, man. Cause I can run shit over. I can, it's nice. I can put my van, man. I'll be honest, my van.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the dinosaurs, the bikes, the Bentleys, the Vets, all that shit. That shit cool. Plus I'm over that. In my life, I'm over that. I had that shit since I was 14 years old. So I'm more comfort now.
Yeah.
So in my van, my GMC, that bitch still cost $105 grand. You know what I'm saying? But man, my van.
Yeah.
Cause my rims, there's so many potholes out here. Everything I got rims on it.
Yeah.
So, it's my van.
Is the van sitting on something or what?
Yeah, it's on 24.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just bought that brand new one too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One love the Kalo. You know what I'm saying? That Jim Ellis. You know what I'm saying? Kalo, Ralph, Greg Street, one love of them. They snatched it off of me.
Word. That's what's up, man. Any last shout outs or anything you want to give?
We building hip hop block by block, man. Block Entertainment, Status, got Big Stunt with me, Jazze Pha, BBA Trigger, Walk Down Gang, one little my brother Stunner. Okay, also, man, I got a mentorship program that we help empower these kids to call Big Timers.
Okay.
No excuses. Y'all look that up, Big Timers. One other Princeton, one other Chris Kelly, one other, BBO, one other Superstar, Stunt, you got a shout out?
Big Stunt, be back so I get a lot of that though.
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. Big Block, appreciate
One
you
love,
jumping
man.
off the porch.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
One love with you.
I'm at that Section 8, I ain't have pot to visit. I done been on blocks and missions. My niggas locked up in prison. Still tryna find their way. They ain't got a